Hi guys, this is Damaris, and in this video I will be showing you how to put together the Mickey Mouse party favor kit that I created. The kit is available in my Artfire shop and the link is below. The complete kit comes with the feet, the pants, the popped up buttons. As you can see, they're very dimensional. It comes with the ears already pre-cut and shaped, and it comes with your personalized tag that you can add your child's name and age. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is to purchase these jars at IKEA. They come 4 in a pack, and I recommend you, before anything, take them out of the packaging, clean them out with soap and water, let them dry out maybe half a day to a day, or you can use a paper towel to speed up the process, so that when you do fill it with candy, sometimes you won't be using a candy that has a wrapper. Sometimes you might want to use an M&M that comes, it'll hit against the jar. You don't want to give your party guests some dirty candy. So I recommend you clean them out and you start off fresh and clean. So what you're going to do is, this is really simple to put together. You're going to start off with the red strip of paper that comes in your kit. So starting with the round side, let's use this side. You're going to need a hot glue gun, by the way. I recommend a hot glue gun. So I'm going to hot glue. Let's push this hot glue in a little. You're going to need some hot glue at the bottom there of the jar. Make sure you stand up your red cardstock and push it up against that glue that you just laid on the jar, so that it's, when you stand up your jar, the red pants will also be standing up and hitting exactly the top of the table, so that there's no gaps underneath. So we start off that way. Hot glue. Make sure you put a lot more glue to securely fasten that. You're going to wrap that red around. I might need to add more glue to this gun. You're going to stand it up again. Make sure the red cardstock is touching that table. Wrap it around. You don't really have to put any glue on the sides. I recommend you do, because it'll be a more secure party favor if you do. Now this glue gun is really, I have to stick my finger in there. Put a lot of glue there, and then stand it up again and wrap it around. You always want to, before you glue anything down, you always want to stand up your jar, because you don't want any gaps. So, I'm going to glue the other side. Put a little hot glue there. Stand it up, wrap it around. Make sure that you press firmly on the side there, and wait a couple seconds so that the glue attaches to the jar. And then this last flap, you're going to need a lot of glue there. So let's put a lot of glue there. Stand it up and press it down. Make sure you line up the first line with the second line. If you have a little extra glue coming out, that's okay. So that's the first step. The second step is to add your buttons. The buttons that I will be sending you in the kit will come with your dimensional stickers in the back. So that will come included. All you'll need really is the hot glue and some string for the tags. Everything else will be included. So you just peel off the back of that dimensional and add your buttons to the front of the jar. The third step is to take your Mickey ears, and I've already pre-cut these, and they're kind of weird in shape, but they fit perfectly on the jar. So you're going to take the longer, there's two lines here. There's a shorter line and a longer line. The longer line goes on top, the shorter line goes on the side. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. There's a longer line, it goes at the top because you want the ears to be a little bit higher. So we're going to take our hot glue again. Now we're going to glue these to the side of the top of the jar lid. So we're going to put some glue behind the ear and along that edge, because you don't want the glue to be in the front. And you just place it right on that jar to the center, but leaning more towards the back of the jar. If you see, I didn't put it directly in the center of the lid. I pushed it a little bit back so that the ears are behind, a little bit behind. If you feel like it's not really secure, add a little bit more glue there. It's okay if you get messy in the back, as long as you're not messy in the front, which is what I did. But it's okay because it'll stay. Do the same with the other side. Remember to use the longer line, the longer cut goes on the top of the jar. That's very important that you remember that, or else it'll look really funny. I promise you it'll look funny. And you line it up with the other ear. Hold those in place. Pull out some of those spiderweb stringies. And there go your ears for your little Mickey favorite. The last part is a little tricky to adding the feet. These will be pre-cut for you in the kit. There's a left and a right. I don't know if you can tell the difference. If you look at it this way, you'll see there's like a little curvature going on. So when it leans inward, that's basically just look at your feet. It's like looking at your feet. So this is the right and this is the left. So we're going to be putting those underneath Mickey. And that's a little tricky. The first shoe is pretty easy because it's the first one you put on. So we're going to put some hot glue in the bottom corner of that jar there. And I'm really pushing this hot glue stick in because it's been on for a while. And it's kind of stuck. There you go. So we're going to put some in here, and then we're going to add a little bit to the edge of that red. We're going to stand up our Mickey, and we're going to place it right above the left foot. So wherever it lands, that's where it stays. You could take off that excess glue. So there's your first shoe. Now the second shoe is the tricky one because you have to line it up kind of matching this side. So just kind of eyeball where you want them to be and how far out. If you want, it's your preference. You can also make it so that the back of the shoe is showing a little bit. It's all about what you prefer. So let's hot glue the bottom of that jar, that corner right here, and then a little bit on that red cardstock edge, because you want that to also sit firm against the shoe. And you just place it down, push down hard, and there's your shoe. So this is how you build the jar with the Mickeys. Now the tags I'll be sending you are pre-made. They're pre-designed. This is what they look like. I'm going to print them out for you. I'm going to cut them for you. I'm going to put them together for you because that takes, obviously the back of this tag is white, so I have to also add black on the back. I have to add the ears because what I do is I punched out the circle. If you want to purchase this separately, you can, but you're going to have to cut it by hand. I don't recommend you using punches. I recommend you cut it by hand. Okay, so I'm going to punch a hole, a little hole, into this tag on the very top. Right there. It's your preference if you want the hole to be in the center or if you want the hole to be on the ears. I'm gonna do this one so you can see what it looks like. Take a piece of string. What I'm using here, this is like a hard twine, like a hard raffia type of string. I don't recommend this one because it might tear your cardstock, but for the sake of the video, I will be using this one because it's the only black that I have. I recommend you use a nylon or silk based black string. So you just pull it through that punch, hang it from the side, and then turn it around to the back and make a double knot. So make a one knot, and then there's some glue here. Make that one knot, and then another knot. Secure it tightly, and it'll hang towards the side. Also, you should cut off those ends because you don't want it looking weird and standing out. So you go to the very edge, cut off those ends, and it tucks right underneath that top. So it looks like that. And you can open it easily. It won't mess up the string coming undone. The string will stay right in place, and you could twist it back on. Now, to fill the jar, I recommend you use a piece of tissue. This piece of tissue measures 8 inches by 5 inches. I think you should go a little smaller. I think you should do maybe a 5 by 5 or a 6 by 5 inch piece of tissue, only because it might show through the jar. And I also recommend you use a red tissue instead of white. Why? Because it'll be concealed beneath behind the red pants. So you just stuff that tissue in there in the bottom. Why do I do that? Because these jars are fairly big, and to fill a jar with candy or whatever you're going to fill it with, it's going to take a lot to fill this jar, and you don't want them to look empty. I decided to use Hershey's miniatures only because I like that they're all one solid color, and they kind of blend with the jar because it's silver. So I didn't even count how many that was. I should count for you to see. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, and that's not even full. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So it'll take about 16 of those Hershey's Kisses to fill this jar with that tissue. You can add more tissue if you want. I didn't add that much because it's white and I don't want it to show through. So there goes your little Mickey Mouse party favor kit. All done. And I will be selling these already made if you want them already made. If you're not crafty, if you don't know how to work with a glue gun, or you just don't trust yourself to do it because you might mess up, I can do these for you. I can get the jars and pre-glue everything for you, and also the tag, and ship it to you. But those are a different price. I will be leaving that link below for pre-made. Okay, so this is how it's done. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video, and I hope you guys have fun at your Mickey Mouse party. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the Minnie Mouse version. Bye guys.